everybody. We'll be starting with the webinar in a few minutes. If you cannot hear me making this announcement, please check your audio settings. Good afternoon. Thank you for participating in this webinar about internship opportunities at the IAEA. If you can't hear me, please follow the audio instructions on the slides and try to tune in. Today, the webinar of today will be about internship opportunities at the IAEA. Who better to tell you than our own interns? And that's why today the interns take over and tell you about our experience so far with the agency. Before we start, a quick round of introduction. I'm your host, Antonia Wollezinko. I'm intern at the recruitment unit in the Human Resource Department. With me today are
Anna Sasalanchuk, Master Data Management Intern from Athens, Greece.
Hello, my name is Maxina Orapic. I'm from Croatia and I'm intern at Office of Legal Affairs.
Hi, my name is Julia. I'm an intern at the section of radioisotope products and radiation technology, and I'm from Venezuela. Yes.
Hi, my name is Agata Wozniak. I'm from Berlin, Germany, and I am currently an outreach intern at Nuclear Safety.
Hello, my name is Alex Vorochenko. I'm from Kiev, Ukraine. I'm an intern at the Nuclear Knowledge Management section.
Hi, I'm Alexander Bogdanovic. I'm visa and customs intern, originally from Serbia.
We will start the presentation with a general overview of IAEA, what the agency does exactly, and a layout of the different divisions. Then we'll discuss the requirements to become an intern at the agency, followed with a meet and greet with our own interns, where they share their experiences. Then we will briefly discuss the Vienna Intern Organization and how to apply for an internship. We will finalize the presentation talking about how to stay informed with the agency and a question and answer session.
So firstly, we would like you to introduce to you Mr. Amano, our Director General. He states that the IAEA is not only overseeing the world's nuclear program, but also does research and development projects. For example, the press release about the restart of the new radiotherapy services machine in Uganda. So to help more about the agency's peaceful use of nuclear technology, you can click on the button in the right corner of the slide.
Looking at the staff composition, the vast majority of our staff is located in our headquarters in Vienna, Austria. There are 169 member states, where 7 of them are represented among our staff. We aim at increasing the diversity of representation in terms of race, member states, and gender. The IAEA has also taken steps to increase the representation of women's participation at conferences, seminars, and workshops, and promote the involvement of women scientists in coordinated research and technical cooperation projects.
The IAEA consists of 6 departments. Let us briefly introduce them. You will hear more details about certain departments from our interns further in the presentation. The first department is management. In the management department, you will find, among other, the Division of Human Resources, Budget and Finance, and Information Technology. The Technical Operation Department, as seen before in the 5th slide, is where special projects for underdeveloped countries are created and carried out. In the Safety and Verification Department, our inspectors go to different nuclear power plants and inspect the facilities to make sure that the processes are executed solely for peaceful purposes. In the Safety and Security Department, our experts support countries in optimizing the safety of their nuclear facilities, responding to emergencies, and preventing and detecting any illegal acts involving nuclear or radioactive material. In the Nuclear Science Applications Department, we do research in our laboratories on how to contribute to sustainable development through the use of nuclear science. Finally, in Nuclear Energy Department, we assist countries in the safe use of nuclear power and construction and the commissioning of nuclear power plants. There are also several offices which are not belonging to any of the departments but are reporting directly to Director General, such as Office of Legal Affairs and Office of Internal Oversight Services.
Now about the types of employment. Looking at the overall organization, there are multiple types of employment. However, in this presentation, we will focus on applications for internship opportunities. Our goal is to increase the visibility of our internship opportunities to potential applicants like you across the globe. This internship program is designed for students and graduates. It has people studying towards a university degree or who have recently received a degree with opportunity to gain practical work experience in line with their studies or interests, and expose them to the work of the agency and the United Nations. At the time, it benefits the IAEA and a programmatic work to obtain the assistance of qualified students specialized in various professional fields.
Now we move to the requirements for an internship. IAEA accepts a limited number of interns a year. To be considered for an internship, you must be at least 20 years of age and have completed at least 3 years of full-time studies at a university or a institution towards the completion of your first degree. If you already finished your degree, you may apply up to 1 year after completion of your bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree. All applicants must have a working knowledge of English. An internship offer will be between 3 and maximum 12 months, with not 6 months break of service before you can become a staff member. In the IAEA provides a stipend of 500 euros if you do not receive financial support, and additional 500 is offered to interns who pay his or her own accommodation to a non-family third party.
On this slide, you can see an overview of all the fields the IAEA offers internships in. So interns are selected from candidates whose study disciplines are relevant to the agency's work in the following fields: natural sciences, engineering, information technology, sciences and humanities, and administration and management. So go over all the specifics now. However, you can take a better look at the different fields by clicking on the link that we provided below.
Now we leave the floor to my fellow interns that came today. Tell you more about their experience working for the IAEA and answer the 2 questions written on the screen. We asked them, how does your work help the agency for its path towards Atoms for Peace and Development? And how does this position at IAEA fit in with your career plans?
Okay, talk a little bit about myself. So, after data management intern at MTIT, Department 8's Management Section. I was born in Ukraine. I grew up in Athens, Greece. I lived in Paris, France, while I was doing 1 year of studies in there, and then currently I'm residing in Amsterdam. And I have a bachelor's degree in communications, concentrating in media and journalism. And before I came here, I was working in teleperformance and Apple department. And I have a knowledge of a few languages as well, as you can see on the side. My internship is of 1 year duration. For the time being, with the agency already 5 months. Prior and master data management intern, mainly. Management section, even though I'm integrating into procurement as well. APES, you might want to know what it is. It stands for Agency-Wide Information System for Program and Support. So, ERP system. In short, I carry out a lot of testing cases once improvements or customization are implemented in cloned instances before they go live in the system. Additionally, I make internal ongoing documentation of various processes in the system carried out by different divisions of the agency. Also assist APES master data and procurement teams in releasing new projects. And, well, to one basic question probably that you're thinking of. You think how degree in communication is related to the work I do in the agency, which is quite IT-oriented. Before I came to the agency, as I said, I worked for Apple, where I used to work with sensitive data and managing it as well. So there came the skills that made me eligible for my current position. And now, degree in communication is a broad area where you learn about working with information and executing to the by different media sources. So in my case, I work with information, which is data that can be measured, collected, reported, analyzed, and visualized. And I think nowadays communication, information, information and technology are very interrelated, and having them reciprocal is crucial for successful operation of any organization or company. So I don't see a career pattern for myself in that direction.
Thank you, Stacy. Now we go to Julia.
Hola, my name is Julia Sofía Araujo. I'm originally from Caracas, Venezuela. When I was 19, I moved to Montreal, Canada, to do my studies in political science with a double minor in law and human rights. Then, I had the opportunity to pursue my Master's of Science in International Development at the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. During my mixed studies, I was involved in different student associations and activities, where I acquired teamwork, communicational, and organizational skills. The challenges and benefits of my cross-cultural interactions have been beneficial for working with integrity and professionalism in the United Nations in Vienna. I'm an intern at the area of nuclear application in medicine, where I assist in the preparation of an international conference for 2019. I have several documents from technical meetings and workshops, and I create e-learning materials. I don't have a background in science. I have found my internship to be a very interesting experience. I consider it as a training opportunity to gain the necessary skills and knowledge to apply in a relevant field within the IAEA, which is technical cooperation. I'm involved in the activities at the Vienna International Center. I'm the general coordinator of the Interns Club, where I'm an organization of 2-3 weekly events for interns. Also, I'm an active member of the Sustainable and Innovative Initiatives Club, where I'm doing several activities to make the VIC infrastructure more zero waste. And I'm a member of the Toastmasters Club, where I practice my public speaking skills bi-weekly. Finally, I'm also participating in a few sport activities offered at the VIC. You will be surprised on the many things you can do to make your time in Vienna a very valuable experience.
Thank you, Julia. And now we'll go to Alex.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. So I'm going to start by telling you about myself a bit, and then I'll go into my internship. So I was born in Tbilisi, Georgia. I live in The Hague, and currently live in Austria, Vienna. I studied international relations from the Latin University, and prior to my internship at the IAEA, I underwent an internship at the United Nations Office of Vienna in the procurement unit. And as you see from the slide, I speak 2 languages. So what I'm going to tell you about my everyday at IAEA, I think is going to be very interesting for you, and what I do and what interns usually do here. So I would start by usually helping out with the meetings that we have, and we have them a lot at the Nuclear Knowledge Management Section every other month, let's say that. And I would help out to set up the meetings, and after the meetings, I would probably help out with the document. I reread them, I edit them, I add some of the information that is needed. I put input into it. There were 3-4 documents where I wrote the introduction and the background on the document, so you can kind of see your name towards the end, which is very nice once they're published. Recently I did was translations. I was translating stuff from Russian to English, and sometimes you can use languages to a good use, such as I told you. But an interesting fact is that you kind of open up from a different perspective at the IAEA, because now I'm working on websites. I've never done websites before, and this is a new experience for me, and I want to say that staff at the IAEA, in my section particularly, are very helpful with that. They're showing me how to do stuff, and they're teaching me a lot of stuff, and they're directing me to trainings that, as my colleague, we have this thing called ACE, and you can undergo very interesting online trainings and learn a lot of stuff. And I'm also helping out with the schools that our section has. There are schools called Nuclear Knowledge Management Section. I'm helping out to set it up. And I think, regarding the question about the career path, or before I came to IAEA, I didn't know where I would really see myself in the future, but I really want to do, at the internship, I really want to do a Master's in Nuclear Knowledge Management. I'm very, very interested in it. And all I can say is that IAEA helps you grow as a professional. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Now to Agatha.
Agatha, yeah. Hi, my name is Agatha Buster, and I come from Berlin, Germany. Yes, and I have 2 bachelors and a master with no background in anything to do with nuclear radiological engineering. So I studied graphic design, cultural studies, and have a master in new studies. I worked as a graphic design, photography, museum outreach and marketing. And now the question, how did I end up at the UN, especially at the IAEA? I think even if you're a professional without the background, you can still find yourself a good way and a good job at the IAEA. I work now in outreach and communication. I work at the IEC, the Incident and Emergency Center, which is a focal point for coordination international assistance. So basically, when something happens, we are the first ones that should react to any emergency. And also, the IEC prepares and does workshops for member states for any emergency that could happen. So, yeah, I am basically supporting my outreach officer in the IEC with every task, which range from research. So the skills from my study courses actually come in very handy because research is the main thing. I write website articles for the IAEA website. I also manage the production of intern magazines, so I definitely a lot in my everyday internship. Also post tweets on Twitter, Facebook, and all those communication points. Take photos, for example. So it's I think a good balance between office work and actually going to meetings, going to workshops myself, looking into the school of the IEC and actually learning about how the IAEA works from inside. Even if you have no background in engineering or nuclear radiological engineering, it is a good place to be if you find your space.
Yes, thank you, Asa. Alexander.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Bogdanovic. I will first introduce myself and present my background, what I did before I started working for the agency, and will outline the main parts of my department, the Visa and Customs unit. So I'm originally from Serbia, and I'm living in Vienna, Austria, for already 5 years. While pursuing my bachelor degree in European Business Administration in Vienna, I went on a study abroad in Leuven, Belgium. Taking a diploma program in politics and diplomacy, I specialize in project management in international organizations and multilateral cooperation. During my studies, I was active as a campus leader, volunteer for various youth platforms supported by the European Parliament, and for international NGO, USF, and Austrian Government Scientific Agency. All experiences embodied me professionalism, integrity, and respect for diversity, which are core values required for working at the United Nations and the IAEA. In my internship, I'm currently in the 3rd month of my 1-year internship at the Visa and Customs unit, belongs to the Transport and General Support Section, Department of Management. Our section is responsible for a wide range of services, from travel rules, processing diplomatic privileges and tax-related issues, to shipments and provide housing assistance. As an intern, I am mostly responsible for types of services. Support, being the first informative contact point for all of previously named matters, and also providing specific support for Visa and Customs unit related matters. In Mitos, I'm supporting application to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for legitimizing staff legal stay in Austria during their work assignment. I'm also assisting in processing duty travel visa requests to the embassies, safeguard inspections, and all official IAEA travels. Or I assist team in examining correctness of the applications for the United Nations laissez-passer for the Geneva office. And lastly, but not finally, I'm also allocating diplomatic, customs, and tax forms from ministries or authorities, from staff to team members concerned. So I hold an essential role of managing the workload of the entire team and ensure the efficiency of our services. This field is quite challenging, but very much benefiting. I am determined to pursue a career in this field.
Thank you, Alexander. Please, Maxine, tell us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maxine, and I'm a legal intern at the IAEA's Office of Legal Affairs. As you've heard already, there are many different departments with many different people with different backgrounds. So I hold a master's degree in law for Asia and a master's in advanced international studies from the Diplomatic Academy of Vienna. I will tell you a bit of my background, which fits to the position I'm currently working at. So after law school, I practiced law for 3 years. I passed the bar exam. I came to Vienna to do my second master's, during which I was working for the Vienna branch of an NGO called Academic Council on the United Nations System. I did my IAEA internship exactly 1 year ago, while I was in the second year of my master's at the Diplomatic Academy and was writing my master's thesis on the topic of legality of nuclear weapons. So a bit of my work at the Office of Legal Affairs. As legal intern, I support legal officers in our division on a broad range of matters, such as provision of legal advice to all areas of Secretariat, on its relations with its staff, member states, or organizations, drafting on policy and financial matters, contractual agreements, procurement issues, issues concerning privileges and immunities, human resources, administrative dispute resolutions, etc. As you can see, the great diversity of work that this office does made the past year a great experience, not only in the sense of legal expertise that I acquired, but also in the sense of how much I've learned about different facets of work that the agency does within its headquarters here in Vienna and also throughout and with its member states worldwide. So the basis of Atoms for Peace and Development and basically everything that the agency does is some kind of instrument, be it the statute, international treaties, cooperation, partnership agreements, or contracts with its member states, their institutions, or other international organizations. This, of course, makes working in the Office of Legal Affairs extremely interesting, dynamic, exciting, and important, and has made me decide to pursue a lawyer's career within the United Nations system.
Great. Thank you, Maxine. Now, Julia will tell us something about the VIC intern organization.
The VIC intern organization is a club run for interns. The purpose of the VIO is to be a bridge among all the interns at the Vienna International Center. We organize social events from coffee meetings and cultural activities to Friday night outs in order to facilitate interaction among interns and to provide them with assistance if needed. All interns and consultants are welcome to participate in our activities. To keep in touch with us, you check our website or our Facebook page.
Great. Thank you so much, Julia. We're going to talk a bit about Vienna because that's the city where the headquarters of the IAEA is located in. It's the capital of Austria, and Vienna has been chosen the best city in the world to live in with the highest quality of life for the past 8 years in a row. The city is well known for its classical background and extensive palaces. But you know that Vienna is also the only capital in the world that produces its own high-quality wine in the hills surrounding the city. Further, the city turns into a lovely winter wonderland during Christmas time with its large range of Christmas markets spread out of the city. Altogether, a great city to live and learn and start a career.
Agreed.
We concur.
So, looking at the application process for an internship, we would like to recommend the following before you apply. Please carefully read the job description and ask yourself the questions stated in the slide. The number of applications does not affect your chances of being considered if you're not qualified for the position. You need to consider the fit of your application for the internship in question. You also need to consider the job market, the number of individuals with similar skills and profiles in the pool of applicants. We receive applications from all over the world.
Thank you, Maxine. Where can you find us? Well, the next step is to go afterwards is apply. We'll show you now how to navigate through our job portal. The only way to send an application is through our website. Very important, we don't accept applications through any other channel. Here you see a screenshot of the first page. As you sign up for the webinar, you must have seen the Apply for Internships button. This is where you find all the internship opportunities currently available. Internship won't be posted among our normal vacancies and will only be visible under the Apply for Internships section, not among the normal vacancies for staff members. To help you prepare for your application, we highly recommend you to look at the previous webinars held by recruitment unit regarding application processes and interviews. These webinars are all based for proper employment vacancies, but they will give you some great tips and tricks. This is a screenshot of the website where we have all our vacancies. This is how the page looks like, and if you apply for an internship. You can filter the list by location, job family, and job type. One of the important requirements for the applications are recommendation letters and the motivation letter. Documents you can upload in the application portal together when you start applying for the job. The actual portal walks you through it, and it asks you when to upload your CV. It asks you to upload the recommendation letters, and you can write also your motivational letter in there. You can see we now have one internship opportunity open at the Office of Procurement Services. If you would like to see what the job description is, we encourage you to go to our website. So stay up to date with the new opportunities and events that the agency is organizing. You can follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Furthermore, we also send out a monthly update with new vacancies, including internships. If you would like to receive this monthly email update, please send an email to mthr.talent@outreach@iaa.org. Also, if you would like to learn more about the intern organization, they have their own Facebook page, and the IAEA has also its own LinkedIn page where we post actual job vacancies. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the presentation and it answered your questions. If not, now's the time to ask questions. Write your question in a chat function on the right bottom of the screen. We will read them out loud and answer them for you. For everybody concerned about the presentation, it will be online on the website afterwards. If you'd like to stay updated about our posts of vacancies that's coming up, please go back to this, send an email to mtr.talent@iaa.org, and then you add it to the monthly updated list. One of the questions is asked if there is flexibility with the internship length of time, or are there any internships available for the summer term only?
Well, recently the policy on the length of internships has been changed due to administrative issues with the host country. So therefore, there are different, it's maximum of 1 year, but at the beginning of internship, the department in charge needs to decide the length, and this length cannot be prolonged. Therefore, in case that the department you are applying for wants someone for just 3 or 4 months, that may be possible in theory, but it's a matter of question, where would you apply, etc.
But it can be less than 3 months or more than 12 months.
Questions was, can the intern be promoted and work as a permanent employee after their internship?
Well, it could be said that you officially have a 6-month break after your internship for you to apply for a position. However, during your internship, if there's a position open, you apply for it and it's competitive, and you pass the interview pass all the steps, then you are free to, well, get the position if you win.
It's something by open, meaning that it's actually advertised on the Teleo current vacancies.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And the question was, what is the average time taken by HR to respond to an internship application? In general, in HR applications, internships, and also normal vacancies, it can take up to 8 to 12 months before you get the final offer letter or the rejection letter. One of the questions was in which area of the website you can find the presentation. You can find the presentation under applying for webinars or signing up for the webinars. There you find the whole list of all the previous webinars, also about other recruitment processes. Thank you. Question was if a married candidate can apply for internship. Yes, we have a minimum age limit of 20, but we don't have any restrictions to your marital status.
So one of the questions was, I have finished my master's degree in nuclear engineering in June 2017. Should I wait until June 2018? No, you have to apply within that period. So if you graduated in 2017 and you're applying in 2018 June, you'll be too late. That's what's clear.
The question was to ask if the recommendation letter should not be older than a year. We highly encourage you to have a recommendation letter that's not older than a year, just to keep also for your own courtesy, to keep it also available for our recruiters to check your recommendation. One of the questions was, does AR help you with the interns to get a job permit in Austria?
So, to this question, this is the AR. If they select you for and offer you the internship, then if you accept the offer under the conditions given, HR is going to provide you the list that is going to be filled out, in which will provide your personal information. And the next step would be to register the visa in customs unit. That means that we can support you coming to Austria if this is necessary, provided your citizenship and how long is your contract. And job permit will be just for working at the IAEA, but not outside of the United Nations purposes.
Thank you. All right, one of the questions was, how does the process of hiring for an intern work? So after you fill out your application and you send it to us, our hiring manager from the department where you applied for will go through all the applications and make a short list of who he thinks the most interesting fit for the job. Then interns will be or invited for a video interview, which is an asynchronous video interview that we'll do. You will answer a few questions on the video, and then later on the recruiter can watch it another time, so it's not going to be live. And based on that, they will invite you or for an actual interview here, or they award an internship to you. Other possibilities that you're actually invited for an interview at the agency itself, but this fully depends on your geographical location. And the third option is that you're being called over the phone, and that they will have a conversation with you by phone, asking you a few questions to see if you're fit for the job. Questions was if a postgraduate can apply for internship positions at the IAEA, or do you need to be affiliated to an academic institution? No, you have to. As long as you finished your academic or you're still in the course of it, you can apply. You don't have to be affiliated with anything. So, few questions asking when internship posts are going to be available, how many per month, or is there a specific time of the year? I'm sorry, there's not. You have to keep checking our employment website for interns, or you just sign up for the newsletter, and there you can see new internships becoming available, but there's no logic or structure in it. So one of the questions was asking how many interns are actually working at the IAEA. Currently there are 84 interns working in all different divisions. Another question is what's the typical daily life of an intern, how many hours they work. Well, many of the interns on here on the table just describe to you what they do on a daily basis and what they work on. Interns are like normal staff members. They're required to work 8.5 hours a day, 8 hours a day, half an hour break, or an hour lunch break you can take. Questions was if the IAEA provides insurance to its interns. Yes. If you don't have your own personal insurance, then the IAEA, you're by law required to be insured under the IAEA insurance policy from Cigna.
So one of the questions was, do interns work on solo projects with mentors or group-based projects? I could say that, well, for me personally, it's different. I've worked both on-site projects and work with mentors on different stuff. All I can say that they give you freedom to run projects as well. You lead your own projects and you present your own projects, and I said they will help you to grow as a professional.
One of the questions was how important is being fluent in English for an engineering internship. I can confirm the working language at the IAEA is English, so you need to at least be fluent in English to apply any job around here. The additional, if you know an additional language, one of the IAEA official languages, which are Chinese, Arabic, Russian, French, Spanish, and English, well, English for sure, then that would be considered as an asset. One question was if a reference can come from the IAEA as a staff person. Yes, it is possible, and would not be any problem. One of the questions was if there are any restrictions on the recommendation letters. You can get a recommendation letter from anyone except a direct family member. One of the questions is to see if it's difficult to find a place to live in Vienna. There are multiple options available, such as share housing, student residence, but you can also rent your own studio apartment or anything. Vienna has a very great public transport network, so it doesn't matter where you live, it's easy. The IAEA has its own metro stop in front of the door, and there's buses come by, so that should not be a problem. think we almost answered all the questions. If you have any final questions, please answer them now, and we can still answer them for you. No more new questions. From here, on behalf of all the interns in the room with me, we would thank you very much for listening in to our webinar. We hope it helped you, answered all your questions, and we hope to see you soon at the VIC.
Bye.
Bye.